you could do, I could do better. I can't do any, I can't do any, I can't do anything better than
This is black gold. I'm hotter than the sun when I got that black gold. Got drafted #1 all because my black gold. Thought I wouldn't amount to nothing, I'm black gold. Now I'm just shining, remind them that I'm black gold. Hey, this black gold changed my life. My pockets get heavy, remember they used to be light. I'm just weighing it in like a prep for a fight. Now I can take off work, got me an early flight. I'm just a man trying to survive in the system. Nobody trying to see me win and blame it on the stigmatism. People look at my frames and assume I got wisdom. Street smart, book smart turns into completed mission. I got a scar, but that couldn't bring this king down. Girls that used to knock on my door ain't got a ring now. Saw that black gold all of a sudden sing now. I just became a problem that's bigger than Yao Ming Town. They wonder why I move like this. Wake up, ma, I don't think you wanna snooze like this. You would think I'm an emperor with a groove like this. It ain't nobody in humanity that move like this. I experience everything I've been telling you, and I focus on perfecting the vision that I step into. This black and gold is so respectable. Now everybody wanna taste, I guess that's expected. Black gold, I'm hotter than the sun when I got that black gold. Got drafted #1 all because my black gold. Thought I wouldn't amount to nothing, I'm black gold. Now I'm just shining, remind them that I'm black gold. I'm hotter than the sun when I got that black gold. Got drafted #1 all because my black gold. Thought I wouldn't amount to nothing, I'm black gold. Now I'm just shining, remind them that I'm black gold. I reminisce with the sin of success. It makes sense since I got sense to invest. And my partner's the best, they'll put you to the test. I can attest, now I relax because I don't have time to stress. I don't stretch the truth, role model for the youth. You hearing the Superman that just stepped in the booth. Everything square business, we get down to the root. I got my truth, so make sure you salute who I recruit. Cause they never get fatigued from wearing a suit. They like, how that black and gold get you a coupe? You think I knocked on 2 doors and said, give me the loot. I'm just kicking it, but I had to stop and reboot. I got financial independence to provide. Now shorty daydream every time she look in my eyes. In the future, I don't see my demise. Word to the wise, you probably wanna bite off my 5 guys. The writing on the wall start to look like good riddance. And my punchlines Popeyes like good chicken. Plenty fish to see, but I haven't gone fishing. And then it seems like all my problems have gone missing. When I was young, I used to wonder about manhood. Goal #1 was making sure the fam good. I feel like I got that under my belt. Now I can stack and accumulate wealth with no help. Self-made, and it was beautiful when I got paid. I clean up real nice, you would think I got made. When I was working for the house, I did not slave. Off the bat, I wasn't the only black in the cave. Just learn how to save, made a girl misbehave. Black and gold, all the rage, even saints had to rave. Don't forget a couple days, write this down on the page. I just made a couple plays, don't get lost in my ways. This is black gold, I'm hotter than the sun cause I got my black gold. Got drafted #1 all because my black gold. It's my easy pass, y'all be paying mad tolls. And if you riding with me, you know we got black gold. I'm hotter than the sun cause I got my black gold. Got drafted #1 all because my black gold. It's my easy pass, y'all be paying mad tolls. And if you riding with me, you know we got black gold.
Why do I have to get on the stage?
All right.
Greetings. Sorry about that. Um, this video is titled Last Video. The song you just heard is my song. I own it. Can you dig it? When I say last video, I'm saying last videos because I'm no longer going to do any more videos. This is my last one. So if you got any questions, probably better ask them tonight. Hold 1 second. Got any questions? You probably better ask them tonight. So I want to discuss a couple matters. I've discussed in depth the 13 and the 62 pattern and explained that for all major events that we've seen through our history, depending on your age, be it a Pearl Harbor, be it a September the 11th, or being a Columbine shooting, before any of it takes place, they always mark their events with the number 13 and the number 62. Number 13 is the number for destruction. And the system who was controlling this narrative that we're currently living in, they use the number 13. 13 is actually a number of change, but it means destruction. But the destruction always also means the beginning of something else. So when you see that 13 in the way they report it, it's letting you know something being destroyed for something new. In addition to that, we've also found the number 62. The number 62 represents death. And why they choose the number 62? The reason why they choose the number 62 is because you go to the Strong's Concordance. And the number 62 in the Strong's Concordance means ignorance. And they're speaking about the God of this world, the God of the physical world. He is ignorant because he thought that, I'm saying he, but not trying to put a gender on it, but the God of this physical world thought that he was the only and the highest of the high because he was by himself. And he was wrong. So he's the God of ignorance. He's also known as Yaldabaoth, sackcloth. He's also known as the God of the blind, God of blindness, because he doesn't know. But the 62 represents ignorance. So when you see all these murders that are taking place throughout history, it's because this is people's way of paying homage to this God of ignorance, and that's why all these murders take place with the 62. This is my last video because I have to get in preparation for September 23rd. I've spoken with you in reference to that. It's a very important day that is going to change everything. If you think Pearl Harbor was a big deal, you thought 9/11 was a big deal, I want you to multiply that times 1,000,000, because September 23rd is going to change your perception on everything that you know. So I've done my absolute best to explain to people how this thing is working and the findings that I've found. And just to get into it a little bit, for those who are not familiar, really quickly, I'm not going to spend too much time with it. Woo! Excuse me. Share. They, prior to murdering someone or people they're going to murder, they always alert you and they make sure that they get their number of murders to let this system know that, hey, in order for me to get financial wealth, to be rich, to be a star, to be a famous rapper, a famous actor, or to get a particular job, we're killing 62 people just to get our come up. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrificial system that they're using, and the number 62 is paying homage to that God of ignorance, the God of blindness. So, just here's a couple. I just want to show you a couple. It's showing you that 62 people drowned in the Philippines. This is from April 23rd. I've studied the 62 pattern and I've taken this pattern back to over 500 years. I'm sure that it goes back a lot further than that, but it's hard for me to find information past 500 years that's reliable where I can find a pattern on it. But if I had time, I would look for it. But I've given about 300 or 400 examples of it. I have over 1,000 different examples of this 62 pattern. These accidents that so-called happens. For example, 62 drowned in Manila, Philippines. 62 died in Manila, Philippines. Mine accident. Um, 62 people died again against in the Philippines. There's a strike on Muslim rebels to kill 62 people. Um, Cape Verde, average life expectancy is 62 years old. Sierra Leone cholera breakout killed 62. The reason why I'm showing you these, I'm just demonstrating to you that the whole world and all our government systems are participating in these murders that kill people. Dozens killed Ethiopians, at least 62 killed in Agazma. They always want to make sure that 62 is present. Ethiopia, Johnson 1999. OLF claims it killed 62 Ethiopian soldiers. I want you to understand that this is not a situation where it's just America. This whole world system is participating in killing and to honoring and paying homage to this God of the physical world. That they make sure they do it and they kill 62 people to let you know, hey, we did our job. Thank you. Give us power. 60 died in Ethiopia in a garbage dump collapse. They find the most creative ways to kill people. 62 killed in 2 days in shelling in Sudanese cities. 62 killed in the DR Congo attack. UN report 250 killings in DR Congos, 62 children amongst the dead. It's the whole world. Chad arrests 62 women for wearing vests at the fails of the bombings. Congolese army killed 62 civilians in DR Congo. Look at the dates, look at the times, look at the dates. Always understand these are not the same dates. These are different events that are taking place. 62 children of a ritual patricide in Ghana. The whole world, 62 killed and 700 incapacitated because of domestic violence. Where does that take place? It's Ghana. The whole world. Earthquake in Japan leaves at least 62 dead. Westgate Shopping Mall, September 13th, Nairobi, Kenya. 62 civilians killed. Okay, they always put that 62, let you know. Hey, we did that. Ghana, bus collision leaves 62 people. Bus collision leaves 62 people dead. Ghana again. One dead, 62 other footballers in critical condition after a fatal crash. I have this 62 for every continent in the world. Thousands and thousands. Senegal killed 62 people. El Salvador, state of emergency after game killed 62, killings a day. Do you think it's a coincidence? Senegal, 8 days killed 62 people. You understand, in 7 days they had a different number, but they're reporting on this, and understand these are the most reputable of news agencies telling you. It's always a 62 that shows up. There is no other number that you can do this with. And try it yourself. If you think that I will be sharing this information and have had over 500 years of documentation and didn't check any other numbers, then I'm offended that you would think that I wouldn't check anywhere else. Routers, Ugandan police. Weekend fighting rises, death toll from weekend fighting rises 62. Okay, so wanted to share something else with you. So every time, and here's how it works. And it's funny. The Bible states, I declare the end from the beginning. And what's funny is the very first video I did after I found this pattern about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, was about the Titanic and what happened. See, what people aren't realizing, and forgive them, because we are inundated with so much shit every day that it's hard to look outside of your normal circumstances to realize that something else horrible is taking place. So you got to forgive some people for not knowing and not seeing this. So let me get rid of that. The first video I did showing the 13 pattern, I was explaining about the Titanic, 1912, and how 13 years later, how the entire world changed. I mean, like, they let the refrigerator come out, they let the radio come out, the New Yorker. If you haven't seen the video, you can go on Rumble and watch the video, and I go through a timeline of everything that was allowed to come out to mankind 13 years after the sinking of the Titanic. So what they do is they do something very, 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 very public, and they take energy, and because it's so public, it takes the energy and it directs all of your energy towards the deeds that they do. And based on the amount of energy that they steal from us from their public deeds, and 99% of the times they're tragedies, they're nothing good. They're always mass murders. They're killing people indiscriminately by the millions. Over 270,000 people, 232,000 people die every single day. For 232,000 people to die every day, you got to understand that that is not a chance. This is a system set up that's built on death. So they do these terrible deeds, and wherever the blood is spilled, specifically in that city region where the blood is spilled, 13 years later, they are rewarded with some type of financial benefit. So the biggest ones that we know of in, let's say, the past 100 years, we know about September the 11th. We know about the Titanic. We know about COVID. COVID is yet. September the 11th changed the world. And if you're an American, it starts stripping away all your rights. Same as Oklahoma City, it starts stripping away your rights. The Titanic changed. You understand that the biggest goal for the Titanic was they needed to change the money. They needed to change the economy. So they got an opportunity to change the money with the Titanic. So I understand that COVID-19, they call it COVID-19 for a reason, 2019, because in 2032, they needed to, if you look at the paper that was written by Rockefeller, Lockstep, they let you know that they had planned on keeping us under lockdown from the COVID-19 virus for 13 years to bring in their new system. Now, for all you people out here who are watching this and are looking at this system they're trying to put in place, let me tell you something. Even though I am in a very not awesome position in life right now, I promise you, being even in the foulest of moods and worst positions I've ever imagined myself being in, I promise you, this system they're trying to bring in will fail. It will fail, and the people who are trying to implement it will burn. I promise you. Mark my words, it will not work. They will burn. And none of this shit will ever happen again. No thanks to humanity, though, because humanity ain't do shit about it. It's an act of God. Nonetheless, that's how it works. They let you know by marking it with 16, and then 13 years later, the place that they've marked receives a reward. So, we look at, let's share this. We look at this tab I have for you. I was looking at today, I was just a couple things that I hadn't discussed in the past. I wanted to share with you to let you know how it works. You are not going to be able to get in a plane in a very short period of time. How do we know this? We know this because beginning of this year, which most of us have forgotten about, you're being bombarded with so much trauma and being traumatized so much that y'all forgot that the planes was falling out of the skies out of nowhere. And when they hit you with that 62, that means they're planning to get rid of something. It can be an industry, it could be a person. When they hit a person with the 62, you're going to find that O.J. Simpson, when you see how they hit him with the 62, you know he was gone. And also, Bill Cosby is getting smashed with the number 62. I haven't done it. I think I did a video on it a couple months ago. But what they've done to Bill Cosby is being smashed with the number 62. In addition to that, there's a guy by the name of Chris Cornell. He was a rock star. He's been hit with number 62 more than anyone I've ever seen. This guy, Chris Cornell. But when they hit you with that, that means the death of that thing is coming. So, for you those who forgot about all the plane crashes in the beginning of the year, there was 87 aviation accidents in America in 2025. As you see, this article was written in February of 2025. In January, there were 62 plane accidents in January of 2025. We'll let you know the plane industry is about to be over. You will no longer be able to fly a plane very soon. So if you ain't where you want to be right now, you better get there because they are removing your ability to go on a plane. And I'll show you how they've done it before. Just something to consider. Hindenburg, right after, perfect timing. A lot of people don't realize that the Hindenburg was something called a Zeppelin. It's called a Zeppelin. And they used to fly them all over the world. They were very popular. But in order to destroy the Zeppelin era, they needed to destroy the Hindenburg in a specific way. And you'll see that with the Hindenburg, you had your 62 survivors. You dig? And you had your crew of 61. And you think it's a coincidence that the Hindenburg had your 62 present. Okay, let's keep it going a little further. For those who are familiar with the Salem witch trials, we're all familiar with that. And that was very, very public. The entire world is aware of the Salem witch trials. The witch trials in Massachusetts, Salem witch trials. Understand that the person who got all this shit started was a woman by the name of Ann Putnam. And she was a vindictive, angry, mean bitch. Now, in this process of the Salem witch trial, I'm not sure if she should be forgiven, but she had 7 or 8 miscarriages. So she was not able to bear a child. So she was very bitter. And you're going to find the people who are participating in these things are your criminals, people who are shunned. Our government, all of them are participating in it. But you're going to find that Ann Putnam is the one, she accused 62 people. She had the most accusations of anybody during the Salem witch trials. And she accused 62 people because she was a mean, bitter bitch because her children kept dying. But you understand that the establishment of this Salem witch trial led to the establishment of Harvard. So this public murder of innocent people was all about the establishment of Harvard 13 years later in 1705. 13 years later. The Bankia Dam in China. The Bankia Dam in China in 1975, August 8th. Happy anniversary. Wow, I didn't realize that we're the anniversary of it. But 62 dams collapsed simultaneously. 62 dams collapsed at the same time on August the 8th. That was, man, I didn't realize that was 49 years ago. Can you dig it? Wow, it was done on today. That is so crazy. I was not trying to make this show that it was done today. This was a complete accident. Wow. I understand that more than 10 million people were affected, and the death toll is around 240,000. Actually, it's close to the 500,000. So this happened in 1975. As a result, 13 years later, 1988, was the creation of the CNPC, the Chinese National Petroleum Corporation. So because they went along and killed all these people and made sure they paid homage to this demon of ignorance with the 62 dams simultaneously collapsing, 13 years later, in 1988, they were rewarded with the CNPC, the Chinese National Petroleum Corporation, which is the largest corporation in the world by revenue, the fifth largest corporation in the world by revenue. 13 years later, they had to kill about a bunch of people. Synergy. Man, I had no idea. Also, today, I promise you, this was not done on purpose. Hiroshima was done. Let me verify this. Was it 882? Let me see. I'm going to verify this real quick. Hiroshima. Man, if this was done, if it was done the same date, I would not, man, that would be unbelievable. If it was done the same date. I know it was in August. It was done on the 6th. Hiroshima was done on the 6th. Okay. So, here's another one. Hiroshima. Oh, and the reason why I'm doing this video because today is August 8th, 8/8. Remember the significance of the 8/8. I'll try to get into it in this video if I have time. But Hiroshima was disgusting. It was disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. It killed a lot of people. And this is just some articles that they wrote about Hiroshima. About pregnant women. The babies later became mentally disabled. 62% such babies recorded among 1470. Because babies were having a bunch of radiation sickness, increased miscarriage. Kids would come out deformed, and he would let you know 62 babies recorded. Let you know, hey, God of the physical world, God of blindness, we did this for you. We want our reward. Here you have a person, staff writer, talking about Hiroshima, and understand that they had to go and talk to somebody who was 62 years old. I'm reaching, right? Okay, no problem. Let me keep reaching. I'm just reaching. So here's another article from this magazine. I don't know. I forgot. I don't know magazines. I apologize. Risk of death due to cancer or non-cancer in offsprings for irradiated survivors. And their assessment says a recent assessment of the risk of death among these offsprings after 62 years follow-ups. Basically, they did a report that states that there were no indications of deleterious health effects after 62 years. That's just a coincidence that he used 62 years, isn't it? This is Hiroshima. Disgusting, okay? Gotta tell you, we live on a disgusting system. Again, they're talking about the children who were mentally disabled. They found 62 such babies. This is another article. And there was Koreans in Japan during the time, so they had to go and find yourself a Korean person by the name of Pak Sun-ryun, who happened to be 62 years old and a resident of Nagasaki. To let you know, things were really bad, but they had to go and get the 62-year-old person who was there in Nagasaki. Coincidences, though. Check it out. Here's another doctor writing about. This is Dr. Hiro Dohi, director of Hiroshima Red Cross. And guess what? He's 62 years old. They had to get a 62-year-old doctor from the place to write about this. And another Professor Hiroshima of Jogakin, I apologize, Jogakun University. Of course, they had to let you know he's 62 years old. And he's the one who gave the earliest report of the atomic bombing on the radio station. That's so weird that he was the first, and he had to be 62 years old, and he had to let you know that. And just to let you know how disgusting of a system we live under. I want you to understand that. Take a look. This is our National Archives. I want you to understand that the people the Manhattan Project readers who treated them as propaganda. Listen to what they said. General Groves told U.S. Senate that radiation sickness was a very pleasant way to die. You understand how disgusting and sick the system that we are operating is under, how disgusting they are. I'm showing you these things because what's about to take place is something never, ever, ever seen before. Never been seen before. Ever. And don't listen to me because I'm just a crazy guy. So, y'all understand something. During the bombing of Hiroshima, the president who was the president of Hiroshima was a gentleman by the name of Harry S. Truman, a world-class piece of garbage. He's filth. He's one of the worst things that humanity ever produced. And he was the 33rd president, and he happened to have died at 88 years old. For my folks who understand how these numbers work, you know that 33 is very present because of it's Masonic, and 33 is the highest degree, and the 88 is present because that 88 is a doozy. Wisconsin. And I wanted to get into this really quick. I want you to understand that 62 people during these incidents that are taking place, you understand that that isn't an accident to just kill 62 people. That is called a conspiracy. That is a coordinated effort to just make sure that you get 62 people. I have thousands of this all over the world. The entire world is participating. The only place that I did not see participating in this massacre, the only place I didn't see participating is Romania, of all places. Ask me why, I can't tell you why, but I was not able to find their participation in this system that is being operated right under our nose and very, very public. So I want you to understand something. For folks out there who are familiar with this attack, it was an attack that took place in November 21st, 2021. They call it the Waukesha Christmas Day Parade, but it's also known as the Wisconsin Parade Attack. For this attack, I want you to understand that this dude killed 6 people and injured 62 people. So I want you to understand that he ran over 62 people at a parade. Please understand that a person who's just trying to kill people, let's say he wants to just drive over people, isn't going to be driving his car and saying, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 27, 28, 30, 45, 46, 59, 60, 61, and 62. All right, got it. I got 62 people. You understand that this is a conspiracy, that someone had to let him know when to stop running over people for him to know to stop hitting people at 62 years old. This is a government conspiracy that your government, your CIA, your FBI are participating in. I want you to understand that the worst things known to mankind, whether it been slavery, whether it been Hiroshima, was done by this government, and the government who did it is still in place right now. This government is the one that did COVID. This country, this government is the one that supplied the world with that jab. Now, this government has done all these terrible, terrible things, and we still electing these fools like they're not the devil incarnated. You think that voting Democrat or Republican makes a goddamn difference? You a fucking fool if you think that makes a difference. And because you are blind and you refuse to see the truth, September 23rd is judgment. How the fuck can you enslave people and burn up 200,000 people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the same people in charge, and somehow you think a Republican or a Democrat, either one of them who work for the same system is good. The only way you think that is you're a fucking liar. But September 23rd, mark my dates, mark my words, you're going to be judged for believing that shit and going along with it. Now back to the presentation. Last time something this disgusting took place with the Titanic, public to the whole world saw it, the whole world knew about it. And of course, when they had to revisit it to write all their garbage about it, they did it at convention number 62 because there is not a million other numbers out there. They had to put out and call it convention 62. That's a coincidence. And this is what they do. Here's something hilarious. In 2001, Titanic wreckage, 62 mysterious vials of perfumes en route to America, in particular New York City, in 2001. Oh, by the way, everything you saw and see is connected, whether it's Columbine, Oklahoma City, Titanic, 9/11. And if anybody, once all this passes, because everybody here is about to be judged and going to receive exactly what the fuck they deserve, the people in the future will be able to go back and connect every event that was seen to put this negativity into the ether. 62 violet perfume was found at the bottom of the Titanic. Check me out. But here's the funny part about it. Perfumer Adolf Seilfert. He's, by the way, this guy's from Austria, by the way. He actually had 65 vials of the perfume. For some reason, they only took 62. So he brought 65, but when they recovered it, they only grabbed 62. But that's a coincidence. These are just mere coincidences. Here we go. They recovered 62. But here's what happens. Because we live in a society where lying is justified and people like to stay in their ignorance, in their prejudice, MAGA, what you're doing, folks who are MAGA, your existence, you will no longer exist after this thing goes down. You will no longer exist for you MAGA folks out there. You ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a crazy old black dude. Don't listen to nothing I say. But the numbers tell you everything you need to know if you knew how to count. 62 vials aboard, but they only took 65 fragrance valves aboard, but they only took 62. Coincidence. Self-expert, here we go again, 2001. 62. So what happens is this. We live in such a sick society that there could be a serial killer that goes and kills 20 million people. But as soon as you interject something like race into it, the majority of this population, you MAGA folks, will forget the 20 million people that a serial killer killed. And they always know that you are the lowest frequency this earth has to offer. That you'll always go and fight with your prejudices instead of the serial killer that killed 20 million people. So with the Titanic, a thorough investigation was never done. If it was done, they would understand the 62 pattern, understand who did and who's responsible. So what they do is, instead of explaining what happened on the Titanic and how everything went down, they give you these type of articles. They tell you that, look, first-class passengers had a survival rate of 62%, more than twice the amount of third-class passengers. So what they do is they get to say, oh, well, let's not focus on the events of the Titanic and who was involved. Let's focus on the injustices to the third class. The same way they like to say, oh, well, let's not focus on COVID. Let's focus that the black community didn't get COVID as much as the white community. let's focus on immigrants. And you always have a low frequency being that always goes after that shit and forgets the mass murderer. So listen how they talk about the passenger. They call this third class passenger survived the sinking Titanic. Third class passenger survived the sinking of the Titanic the first. They're behind trying to show you that. Um, Look at them. Look what they get into. The survival rate. They want to talk about gender. They want to talk about class. They want to tell you that first class passenger survived at the highest rate. In fact, 62% of them were rescued and made it to New York. Let's not let's ignore the fact that this was done purposely and planned. Let's just throw them off by talking about gender. Let's talk about the class of the passengers. Let's not talk about this as a mass murder. And 7 of the richest people on the entire planet was on this boat, and all of them opposed the FDIC, and all of them were dead. Let's forget the fact that Astor, who was on the boat, the richest man in the world who was against the FDIC, was on that plane and on that boat, and he died. Let's forget about all those facts. Let's disproportionate devastation. The high survival rate at 62%, first class passengers. Because they know you're stupid. They know you, especially if you're a MAGA, they know you the dumbest they have to offer. They know that you're prejudiced, and the only thing you can see is their hatred, which blinds you to everything else. Buffoons. But here's a little information that a lot of people aren't questioning. Who was the captain of the Titanic? Captain Edward Smith was 62 years old when he sailed the Titanic. And you want to hear what's funny about Captain Edward Smith, the 62-year-old captain of the Titanic? He faked his age and lied about his age. I want you to understand that in order to be a captain in his position, you could not be over 60 years old. So he lied about his age just to pilot the Titanic to be 62 years old. What else you may not know is he was not at the helm of the Titanic when it crashed. So what you need to understand is that for this ship, if you've got the Titanic, if you have all of these people on this damn boat, and they managed to make sure that 62% of the first class passengers survived, that is a conspiracy. That is a conspiracy. If they made sure for them to have 62% because this was being marked, that means that this was a conspiracy and this is a plan. In addition to that, they had a captain who was 62 years old. He was supposed to be retired. He was not supposed to be allowed to pilot that boat, and they knew he was 62 years old, and they still let him pilot that boat. And as a result, 13 years later, the world changed because no one did anything about it. So this is a conspiracy. I said the C word. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to go through the questions. And since Ariel isn't here to help me, I'm going to end this thing. I like to say that greetings, PBS lover. Sorry for my anger. I got to tell you that I'm just so disgusted. I'm so disgusted that with all of the death that we've been seeing, that you actually have a group of people saying that the reason why Europe is in shambles and the reason why America is in shambles is because of immigrants. Here's the funny thing about it. We talk about immigrants, but where are they finding all the immigrants? ICE is going, where are they going? They're going to businesses and they're going to schools. So you know what that means? That means the people who they want to get rid of are hardworking people. They're going to work to find them. They're going to schools to find them. And you want to blame the woes of America and why our economy is so fucked up right now over immigrants who are working, tax paying, doing the right thing instead of you sleep? Oh, when you finish, I wanted to give him something else really quick because I'm pretty much done. So if you get him down in the next couple of minutes, he went down. Okay, well, come on. Through. Instead of saying, "Hey, COVID-19 got rid of 90% of small businesses and destroyed our economy," for you to jump up and then state that, "Oh, immigrants is why the country's bad. We're making America great again." Just understand. I want you to understand that you will no longer exist for what's about to take place. And I'm not touching a person, I'm not threatening nobody. But I know the pattern. For you to say that, oh, Europe can't get jobs and their economy is crashing because of immigrants. It had nothing to do that they locked down the entire country, the entire world for a lie. The person who told you you had to go out and get medical intervention known as the jab, Bill Gates and Fauci, are now stating, oh, we never said that. The person who was supposed to make America great again, who created warp speed, let's ignore that. Let's go after the immigrants. You are a hypocrite, you are a coward, and you have signed your own death certificate. You buffoon.
But remember, they did leave the liquor stores open during COVID.
Yeah, liquor stores could be open. Yes.
Church was shut down.
So the economy ain't bad because of them shutting down the whole world. It's bad because immigrants were working. You, to me, are the most disgusting, despicable people on this planet outside the black boule. I got something for y'all to understand that y'all gonna get found out too. And just for the record, the NAACP and the Black Panther Party tried to murder me when I was in Compton. Just for the record. PBS Lover is talking about the Three Gorges Dam is showing signs of deterioration. Well, PBS Lover, if you look at when you have time, pull up Three Gorges Dam and look at the construction of the Three Gorges Dam. And when you go back and look at the construction of it, you're going to find go 13 years prior to that, and you're going to find the event that paid for the Three Gorges Dam. And you go back another 13 years, it's going to all go back to the 1975 Bankia Dam in 62. They do it in 13-year increments. That's why Malcolm X and Martin Luther King died at 39 years old. 3 cycles of 13 is 39. But if you go back to the 1975 dam failing, the 62 dams that failed, you're going to see when it was what paid for it. And also, you're going to find out when it's going to collapse. I already know it's going to collapse, but you'll find it for yourself. Kyle Rittenhouse shooting was also not far from there. Hey, what's it called? Alaskan, Alkalaskan Avatar. How you doing, brother? A couple of my friends are like-minded with me on many things, except they are full-grown madmen with a spell-like behavior. Trump gold leaving office. Oh, that's nothing. Yeah, listen, hey brother, your MAGA lovers, let them know that they did it to themselves. Let them know that what they're about to see very, very soon is something never been seen before. And they're going to pray for death. And understand, they did it to themselves. They are saving Trump posters. Dang, they're saving this purpose. Understand, let your friends know, hey, you guys who are worshiping Trump, that's called idol worship, but in particular, he's Nebuchadnezzar. Trump is showing you everything. Trump put children in cages at the Mexico border. So the person who they treating like God put children in cages at the Mexico border.
And then had people do documentaries trying to say that, oh, the reason is because he was actually vetting the kids, even though we know hundreds of children
They lost him.
were just disappeared.
Yeah, they lost him. Bronze Flat Power. How you doing, brother? Most hated bronze, by the way. So yeah, I know why you hate it. I'm about to end this thing. Is anything you want to say? You know what? Really quickly, um, can you send this to me, please? I swear, if you guys got a question, ask it now. This is my last video. Um, Send me this right here, please. I should do it. Make it a good one. Send me. Pardon me, guys. I don't get a lot of time. I wanted to make sure I did this on. I wanted to make sure I did this on August the 8th. The 88 is a powerful number, and it's ritualistic, and they make sure that they do all their things on these dates. Send this to me, please. Send this right here. Forward to me. Lying to the rule. Lying is rule of thumb as well today. Yeah, gotta believe. I believe you. Your friends who are like mind with you, yeah, you let them know. Let them know that they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. We're about to deal with that Bible of yours. That Bible is special. Jacob's trouble starts on September 23rd. And I know you guys don't believe in. Well, I know what you believe. I'm not gonna say what you do and don't believe, but to bring this to your attention, in gematria, remember every word is was before it was a word, it was a before it was a word, it was a number. So they coded our alphabet and exchanged the alphabets with words instead of numbers. Now, I've told you many occasions before. Can I show you?
Yeah, wait.
No problem. Let's download me.
It looks like couldn't hear you. There was a problem from this video. Yeah.
Okay, let me download it.
Yeah, try to download it. See real quick. It's not gonna share it that way. All right, try just go out and refresh. Go out the email.
I showed you guys with the. I told you guys that September 23rd this year was the day of judgment. I don't like using terms like rapture because people have no idea that the rapture they're talking about is nothing, nowhere near what they think it's going to be. That's all. So how are we going to fix that? Oh, you know what? Let me just do this. Let me just pull it up itself. Let me go to the calculator. Just want to show this to you. Just something to consider. Letting y'all know. September 23rd, game changes. And
Or you can go to my Telegram.
can you go in there?
Yeah, open up Telegram.
Where is it?
Just open up Telegram. Open up Telegram. Maybe you don't need something open for that. Oh, it's not. Wait.
Okay. Does it click automatically to your account?
Yes.
That's good. I mean, but you understand that you got a population out there that's saying the reason why the economy is in bad shape. Forget COVID, that never happened.
Listen, I hear them. I hear them every day. I see them every day on X.
Unbelievable. It's just despicable and disgusting. Share this tab instead. Okay, that's it. Just the Telegram.
Yeah, usually it just pulls up my Telegram, but I don't know why it's doing this now.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so I'll just do it. No problem.
Stop sharing it.
Stop sharing that. And then let's just go into the calculator. Make all of this. Here's my message again.
Because it always just pulls right up.
And I gotta tell you, I'm very angry with the people who choose to want to blame defenseless immigrants who are being discriminated against. But
You try to make it seem like they're just murderers.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, just for anybody who's interested, less than 1% of the crimes that take place in America are created by illegal immigrants. Just for those who want to say they're rapists and so forth. Something to consider. Am I sharing this? Share. Share. I know I told y'all that September 23rd. So when you put in 923 in the geometric calendar, it has some very interesting things. LeBron James, right? I'll tell you about that later. But
No, you won't. Last video.
rapture of a Christian. That's what 923 means in geometry. Rapture of a Christian. Feast of Trumpets. And just FYI, for those who think it's a coincidence, the Feast of Trumpets this year takes place on September 23rd. My pale horse of death is also 923. Seeing things clearly. Understand, September 23rd, you're going to see so many things clearly. I had this put together for some reason. Now let me. For the glory of God, innocents are dying. Enemy regretting. For glory of God. Angel of destruction. There's something else. He, God, returned to earth. Corrupted politics. They're messing with my computer. But once you understand that, if you think it's a coincidence, that you have the people out there in the Bible who will keep saying it's the rapture. And I'm not necessarily disagreeing with them. I'm calling the judgment day because the rapture is not what you think. But I assure you it's definitely judgment day. But when you put it in geometry, it does say rapture of a Christian. And it also says Feast of Trumpets, which is that exact same day. So, I don't think I have anything else to share. I did this on August the 8th, 2025. Is there anything you want to share before we check out of this thing?
No, not really.
Okay,
Can't
folks.
think of anything. Thank you pretty much.
This has been a fantastic ride. For those who I have offended over this journey, let me offer you my utmost apologies. My intentions were not to offend anyone. There's some people that I spoke about and I spoke their name directly because I wanted to offend them. But if you're just receiving my information, I want to apologize for my tone at times, my frustration, my anger. I was just trying to do everything I could to save people from something that's taking place. And I was just wanted them to not go through pain because pain hurts. So at times you will see me lose my temper. You've heard me yell. You've heard me curse. You've heard me say some unsavory things. But I did all that in the name of actually trying to tell you the truth and trying to um, warn you of what's taking place. Actually, I was really doing my best to try to change it. But I've accepted it, and I'm now actually looking forward to it because humanity, you've made it very clear that there is no way that you're ever going to change what you're doing. So there's no way to fix humanity. So other powers, other energies have to get involved and fix this because you've demonstrated that you have no willingness to change in order to do better. So I gave it my best. I tried. I've been mocked. My children been poisoned. Everything's been taken from me. They tried to murder me on 4 occasions. I've been poisoned twice. I died twice and came back from poison because I know something and I'm trying to share it with you people, but it has not changed behavior. So I've done my job, and that's it. And I wish you all the best. Um, I wish you all the best. And the only regret in life is regret. And come September 23rd this year, and I'm doubling down on it even though it's a month away. I am not saying, oh, maybe this date or maybe next year. No, I'm letting you know. Come September 23rd, which is a month and some change away. For you folks out there who just couldn't believe that these things are taking place that I've explained to you and showed you, you're going to regret not listening to the things that I told you. And on that note, I wish you the best. Can you dig?